things that they did, no matter how they did it, whether they were drunk or high or whatever, you gave up your man card. You need therapy. And that's the thing that hurts them the most.
Terrence Howard is no longer holding back. He just dropped a bomb about how Diddy allegedly preyed on Empire co-star Bryshere Gray, turning him into what Terrence calls his boy toy at just 17 years old. And the story only gets more twisted from there. According to Terrence, Diddy first tried to come for him, inviting him over under the excuse of coaching for a role. But when Terrence made it clear he wasn't down for any of that shady business, Diddy allegedly set his sights on someone younger, Bryshere, a teenager, not even 18, and Terrence says it destroyed him. Even worse, Bryshere's own mother, Andrea, allegedly knew what was happening and let it continue, all for a check. Jaguar Wright was the first to sound the alarm about Andrea's alleged role, but hearing it again from Terrence's own mouth just makes it even more disturbing. He said every time they showed up to shoot Empire, he watched Bryshere fall deeper and deeper into darkness. He saw it happening in real time and felt powerless. And by now, let's be real. Nobody's shocked about the disturbing stories swirling around Diddy. But hearing Terrence Howard, a man who's been very vocal about being straight as an arrow, drop this kind of bomb, that's a whole different level of chilling. According to Terrence, Diddy wasn't after men who were already openly gay or bi. No, he allegedly wanted straight men just so he could break them, tear away their masculinity, humiliate them. That's what he allegedly tried to do to Terrence, and what he succeeded at doing to Bryshere. Terrence recently appeared in an interview that sent shockwaves across the internet. He spilled every drop of tea how Diddy tried to lure him in under the guise of helping him with a role. Whether the role was even real, no one knows, but Terrence quickly realized Diddy had other intentions. Ones that involved him showing up stripped down and ready to be violated. He cut off contact immediately. But even after that, other Hollywood producers started approaching him with the same twisted offers. All of it, power, fame, roles, in exchange for his dignity.
Did you ever have the opportunity where you got invited and you said no to it?
Hell yeah.
What was the consequences when you said no?
Puffy invited me for weeks, asking me to come and teach him how to, wanted me to be his acting coach for a while. Go there and he's sitting around just looking. I'm like, okay, what's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said. And I was like, oh, okay. Now I get it. So now no more communication. Now you know to be hands off with somebody. A number of producers come in to make the approach, and you threaten to punch them in the mouth, or threaten to knock their head off for talking to you or looking at you like you're a woman.
Then, somewhere in that explosive interview, Bryshere Gray's name came up again, and Terrence didn't hold back. He basically shaded Bryshere hard, saying he's one of the men who never came back after Diddy allegedly took away his manhood, one of Diddy's little twinks. It was gut-wrenching.
When you lose your man card, that's the only thing I can think of. You lose your damn man card.
What is that? What do you mean by that?
You give up your ability, your right to being a man. A man don't take it, a man gives it. So when you give up that man card, you don't get that back.
Are you saying what I think you're saying?
No, I'm saying what I'm saying. You don't get that back. You come into this world as a man one time. You give up that right for anything, for fear of being hurt, fear of somebody doing something, for wanting to gain something. When you give up that man card right, you lose some spiritual energy that has always been pushing through. Like if a woman gives up her womanly right, but when you give up your manhood, I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the Puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
But Jaguar Wright wasn't done either. She followed up with another interview and named names. She spilled that Bryshere's former manager, Charlie Mack, allegedly teamed up with Andrea, yes, his own mother, to sell him off to Diddy and Will Smith. Charlie needed Andrea on board because Bryshere was underage, just 17. Without her signature, it couldn't happen. So what did she do? According to Jaguar, she signed off on it, all of it.
Andy, I'm talking about Bryshere's mom. I'm going to kick you in your in and I'm going to go to work North Philly style. Kill. And Charlie, you happy now? He's a gay star. Are you happy now, Andy? For a book that didn't sell? I hope that new husband of yours leaves you. And maybe it's time you tell your son why his father is really in jail, his biological father, for all of his life and what you had to do with it. You CI. I'm sorry.
And it gets even darker. Jaguar claims that while all this was going down, Andrea came to her for help. She begged her to get Bryshere away from Charlie Mack. Jaguar says she told Andrea exactly what to do: cut ties with Charlie, protect her son. But Andrea did nothing. She let Diddy and Will allegedly keep doing what they were doing. By the time anyone could step in, it was too late. Bryshere had already spiraled, turned out, broken down, and using substances to cope, just like Terrence described.
That came to me and begged me for my help. I told her to get the fuck away from Charlie. I did everything that I could do to get Bryshere, to help her get Bryshere out of California into Chicago safe, to be ready for filming. She knew she knew what Will did to him. But because of Charlie, see? And Charlie had promised her all kinds of things. And all she had to do was pretend to be a broken down single mom who worked her way up through the ghetto and raised a superstar for television, when the truth is she wasn't nothing but a dealer's. That's all she ever was. She went from dealer to dealer, and then she snitched on whoever she needed to snitch on until she could get to the bigger bag, until she got with Larry Lair, my friend who raised Bryshere in $1 million home. Your whole book is lies, Andy. And I hope anybody that bought it asks for a refund and demands it comes out of your pocket every time they see your son's gay. You and Charlie.
What's even crazier? Terrence had already hinted at this months ago. He talked about how black men in Hollywood are being stripped of their power, made to feel effeminate, made to feel less than. He said white men get to be strong, but when it's a black man, suddenly it's a problem. He didn't name Bryshere back then, but now it's crystal clear who he was talking about. Meanwhile, Jaguar dropped another shocker. She claims Bryshere has been trying to file a lawsuit against Diddy and Will, but every time he gets close, the industry shuts it down. She says there's even a freak-off tape involving Diddy, Justin Bieber, Jaden, Will, and Bryshere. And yes, she's seen it.
They trying to slay him out so he'll feel too embarrassed to file his lawsuit against Diddy for what Will and Diddy did to him. With Jaden and Justin present, that tape exists.
Okay.
I really hope none of that baby oil was used on those kids. That would just be in bad taste. Baby oil on babies.
You can't say that the flavor camp was sponsored by Johnson & Johnson. You just come on. Come on.
Starting to sound that way, ain't it?
No.
All that talent, and she let Charlie tune that boy up on, knowing that he was bipolar and had ADHD. What kind of mother would do that to her son? Turn him into a prostitute so you could pretend to be something more than what you are, which is nothing more than a Philly whore. You're a bigger whore than they're making your son out to be, that's for sure. Because he didn't have no choice. You was down by all. I'm sorry. The Bryshere conversation for me is not easy. Because I came to Belial and I asked Belial to help me save the kids, and all he was worried about was his fucking book.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Nobody
Definitely
care
take
about these kids. Don't nobody care about these kids.
That brings us to the $50 million 0 cents lawsuit that's making headlines. A line from the lawsuit reads, "I suspect the soon-to-step-forward male victim of this A-list mogul will not be the last man to do so." And it looks like Terrence just confirmed it all. People online are shook. One fan wrote, "This is the first guy besides 50 and Cat Williams who's speaking the truth about Hollywood and the parties." Another said, "Terrence Howard speaks truth. Don't give up your man card for fame. This business is wicked." Now the question is, what happens next? Because if Terrence is coming forward, who's going to be next? And do you think Bryshere was really caught up in Diddy's twisted web? Drop your thoughts in the comments and click here to watch the next messy expose.